Well, good day everyone and welcome to Car Stereo Lab. I know, that's a different intro, right Fernando?
Right.
Well, we have the lab in the install today, and we're doing a few little updates to it to spice it up a little bit and make Fernando's drive just that much better. We've been putting this off for quite a while, and today it's just gonna happen. Don't get too excited, we're not putting his focals in yet. Sad, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet. We're not ready for that move yet. We're still gonna have the Phoenix Gold in here doing their thing, sounding sexy. However, we're doing a major upgrade on how it's gonna sound today and its performance. We're finally gonna go full active on the front because all the testing we needed to do with passive crossovers is over. In the sense that there was a couple amplifiers we needed to be able to test. We needed it to be a passive front stage, not an active front stage. What we're doing is we're gonna make it so that if we need to go in and put those crossovers back in to do a passive test, meaning let's say it's a 4-channel amp, not gonna be running active, we'll be able to do that. We're gonna move them into the trunk and we'll put them in as a case-by-case basis. But speaking of the trunk, let's see what Fernando just got doing back there. This is new. Ooh, look at that. Look how pretty those look. Those are the Stinger X Series 3 RCA cables. We ran a 4-channel 17-footer and a 2-channel 17-footer. The 2-channel, of course, is for subwoofer, rear and front. The addition of these cables, that could only mean one thing. The radio is coming out and the much anticipated Sony GS9, sitting over there, is going into the car. We're filming a whole video on just the GS9, so we're not gonna really talk about that much in this installation. It's not what we're here to do. We're just gonna do an update on this. Why is the door panel off? Well, that's because, like I said, we wanna go full active on it. We're gonna be pulling the passive crossovers out of the door. We've already ran the tweeter wires through. Did we do that in another video or did we just do it?
No, I think we did it in another video.
I don't know, I can't remember. This is a grommeted door panel that was easy enough to get through. And by easy enough, I mean it took like 25 minutes to a half hour per door. I don't think we filmed it because we were just cussing and screaming the whole time. Yeah, that panel's gonna come off. Yeah.
You don't even see like it.
For those of you that didn't watch like episode 1 or 2, here's the door panel here. There's our crossover connector here. This guy, it's a waterproof connector. As you can see, this whole door panel comes right off the car. And this area, the shiny area right here, is the panel where the crossover is mounted. And this is how we do this so that if a customer has a car, they need to have their door panel serviced, the mechanic or whoever's doing it can easily just unplug this because they're used to unplugging things and not affect our crossover. It's not gonna fall out. It's not going to get wet because it's inside of the door or anything like that. Panel comes out and we can now access our crossover. Big crossover, man. It's a big crossover. Have fun with that. A couple other things we had to do was run new speaker wires back for the tweeters and the mid-range, and those are now located in this bus bar group right here. This was the high-level output from the factory radio. Right now, the Sony doesn't have amplified output. We're gonna leave it in place because at some point we plan on doing some more in the dash, yet to be determined. This amplifier has to come out here because it's a 2-channel, and thanks to audio control, that is going to be replaced with the ACM 4.300. Now you might be asking, why keep going with small amplifiers? Well, we need the room. There's a lot of equipment that we test back there and some of it's kind of big. We need to be able to have a functioning stereo in it for whatever test we need to do, but also be able to interchange out parts. Believe it or not, when we tested this amplifier, we were getting like 77 watts, something like 72 to 77 watts per channel out of it. I think we did that with the Lumi. We did some voltage measurements on it. It's pretty impressive. No question about it. For the dash kit we're gonna be using in this car, there's a couple of them out there, some better than others. For this one, we couldn't get the factory fit one. It wasn't in the budget. Those things are hard to locate now for this older style G35. We reached out to Jeff Smith, who has obviously some friends, and I asked him, hey, do you know anybody at Scosh or know anybody who works with Scosh? And he had a distributor out of Texas that was a Scosh distributor, so they hooked us up with the dash kit we needed for this car. We will be using this kit here to install the radio in his car. Now, I know all you purists are going, well, this isn't as cool as the factory buttons. They're not rubber, they're hard plastic, and they feel really nice. The knob works really well. I like this fit and finish a tad bit better than the competitor on this one, and that's why I wanted to go with this kit. It comes with the harness and all the parts required. We're good there. It's just a matter of getting it into the car. For those of you that are familiar with G35s or aren't familiar with G35s and you have one to work on, we have full radio replacement videos on those, so we're not going to bore you with putting the radio in this and all the ins and outs. Luckily, it comes with a pocket because we're gonna be putting in that Sony GS9 single-DIN radio. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this camera off, and in the blink of an eye, we'll be back and we'll show you the amplifier wired in place and the radio in the dash. I know we like to talk about like how-tos and do all this, but for most of this stuff, we've already done videos on. We don't wanna bore you with that. It's just something quick we wanted to do to update you because guys like Christian are always asking us for updates on the Car Stereo Lab. So here's a general little update. I'll be right back. Like I said, we're back. Magical. Check it out. The new amp went in without a hitch. The DSP is connected back up. All our RCAs are plugged in. There's no rear speakers right now, so there's no reason to bother with them. We made all new connectors between the amplifiers. The tweeters we labeled with a little piece of red heat shrink here. And what I did is, so you have both lefts and both rights, and then they go into our bus strip here. Since we ran the RCA for subwoofer, now we can have subwoofer volume control from the head unit. You got the door panels back on, and we were worried about the color of the kit. Not really. It's actually not too bad. If you look at it, you know, it's like color variation, but for the most part, I don't think it's gonna bug anybody. Does it bug you?
It doesn't bug me.
That's so much worse. That's it, that's in there. God, it looks so sexy. But we're not gonna talk too much about that. Just to recap what we did today to update the lab is we went full active front, 3200 at 24 dB Linkwix Riley on the tweeter, 3200 to 80 hertz 24 dB Linkwix Riley on the mid bass, 80 and below on the subwoofer, just in case you guys are wondering. We added in time alignment back in, now going to the tweeters, going to the mid bass, going to the woofer. We haven't EQ'd it yet. He's gonna sit and he likes to do that. He's gonna have fun, you know, to give him something to do. He's got free time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lots of free time. Always free time. This guy, so much free time. I mean, so that's it. That's what's going on with the lab. We're excited, full active. We can have some fun things. We look forward to testing the mini DSP because this was one of the things we had to get done. And of course, now we can do 8-channel DSP amplifiers and just more things. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this has been the Car Stereo Lab. We're signing out. See ya.
The next one.
Yeah, what he said. Bye.